My name's Jacob Shea. We're in Santa Monica at my studio inside of Bleeding Fingers Music, and we're going to talk about the wonders and glorious mysteries of the H9000. Well, I went to UC Santa Barbara for undergraduate, and I studied guitar up until I got tendonitis, and I switched over to composition. I was always writing stuff, but it became a focus after that happened. In my junior year, I watched a film called 13 Conversations About One Thing, and the composer of that score was Alex Werman. That score I thought was just amazing. I reached out to Alex and said, can I come down to LA this summer and just hang with you? And he was responsive and had me down and offered me like a part-time summer internship. And once I realized kind of what the job was, I was completely enthralled, and just that was it. From that moment forward, that's what I was going to do, for sure.
Tell us a little about your latest project with the BBC and David Attenborough.
Yeah, it was called Seven Worlds, One Planet. So it was all about kind of unexpected phenomenon and kind of maybe a more vibrant kind of portrayal of the wildlife that goes on in each continent than you might associate with it. And so a lot of it was about turning the conventional music conceptions on its head. And so that became an exercise really in exploring sound design. There were certain melodies that I'd use, and it would vary from continent to continent, and the instrument that spoke on any given scene would vary. And so I found myself dialing in certain effects in the H9000, and whenever my instrumentation changed, the actual wet sound, and sometimes the wet sound was the only sound, it would come from the H9000. It would actually sonically kind of create a bond across the whole score in a very satisfying way, without feeling like, you know, I was stepping on a distortion pedal and using it in a gimmicky way. It was like a very kind of authentic space that was being provided. Yeah, I mean, I used it throughout the entire score. It just feels really dimensional in a super pleasing way, and I have to work very hard with plugins to achieve that. When you're on a deadline, it's really wonderful to have something like the H9000. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the pieces in Seven Worlds where these albatross in Antarctica are like, because of climate change, are dealing with these insanely heavy winds that they're not used to having to deal with at all. And so it's a really kind of heart-wrenching moment where it's like, is this going to end well or end really, really, really badly? And for that, I wanted to keep the forces rather small and intimate. And when I was writing it, I'd probably just got the Eventide maybe a week before or something. And I tried it out on this piano, and it changed the way that I was able to compose the scene, really, because the amount of time that the notes are holding on and not obscuring anything, but just holding on, it kind of made all the difference in terms of how I played and the phrasing of how I played. all this space. I mean, it not only does it perfectly kind of encapsulate how I want the viewer to feel, sending this as a demo to a producer or director, it really is able to accurately convey how I expect the kind of piece to sound in the final version, in a way that would be just be very, very difficult to do without something as great as the H9000. But it's seriously, I can't tell you how important that stuff is. Like, it used to be that you just go, hey, director, check out this tune. And then they'd be like, we like that tune. And it's like, see you at the final. And now it's like, we're not giving you the gig until you make us cry. They want to hear something that is just ready to drop in their film right now. And they've been listening to temp music for months. You're trying to sell them on your musical ideas. And you can do it with a powerful melody. I'm not saying you can't, but it really helps to send that thing to an H9000 to help sell them on the emotionality you're trying to get out of the piano, if that makes sense.